Welcome to Sovereign Citizen Legal Encounters. I see people are already in the chat hanging out. I appreciate everyone that's already here. And tonight's going to be a good night because I'm not by myself tonight. Oh, my audio background on me. All right. Anyway, I appreciate everybody that's here. So I have some guests for me tonight. Okay. So we're gonna switch over and then we'll talk about what we got going on. All right. So here we go. All right. Appearances for the record, please.
Who's first?
I'll give you my name, but I'm not creating joinder. Here,
What's going
here because I've been here because I've been forced, coerced, under coercion. I'm Pope Phil II.
on? I am Colin, and I'm here because I coerced and threatened Pope Phil to join.
There we go. Everybody's here under coercion. So yeah, we got a good night tonight. So Phil, what I'll probably do is before we get started,
Mhm.
so we have two videos. One, so we have a sovereign citizen, as you may have seen in the thumbnail, that's been trained.
Oh yes, she's the trade. All right.
Yeah, she's definitely trained. I mean, this honestly, this is the best sovereign citizen I've seen. Now, if she would have memorized that script, I don't know what commercial I could have did for that. Oh, and for those that are coming in who will watch this later, let me get this on the record, okay? This is a live stream. So people will come in later and be like, "Oh, you guys talk too much." It's three of us here. We're going to have a good time. So if you want to have a good time with us, that's just how it's going to be. So I suggest get some popcorn, snacks, drinks, alcoholic, whatever you want to do. But we hanging out and we're going to go through this stuff because the first video is really funny. Now, you want to get an insight on how sovereign citizens train? You're about to find out. And Phil, if you want, you could go ahead. If you want to explain a little bit of the beginning, you
Um,
can.
yeah, I am on the channel Really Cool News. I host the show on Mondays. That is my own, and I try to. Normally, we watch drunk girl videos and try to marry off one of my co-hosts, NCR, and we just kind of have fun. It's kind of silly. And I started trying to add because I like Colin and I like you, Hutch. I try to start incorporating some court videos, and of course, I like the sob sits. And I saw Van Ballien's video on this girl, and he had a link to their channel. And I had invited you, Hutch, to come on our show, and I watched their channel, and I said, "Oh, this Hutch would be the perfect guy for this to come over this way," because I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe the things they were saying, and they're all agreeing with each other. And I'm like, "Oh my God, this is a cult. We found the beehive, the hornet's nest."
Yeah. And because of
So,
Phil is the reason why I'm playing this video tonight. But this is something that we all been talking about and been kind of looking for. But we can't leave Colin out. Colin, I wanted Colin here, so I have to give a special acknowledgement to Colin because I was on vacation and Colin covered me. And I really appreciate that. And a lot of you like that and know that we already work together. So, Colin, this is the public shout out to you for covering me during that time. So, Colin knows there's nothing I won't do for him. So, Colin, do you have anything to say on the record?
Oh wait, you'll do anything for me? Can you kick this Pope guy out? He's already annoying.
Well, we got to use him to get through the video. He could be
Wait,
kicked out at the end.
did he just leave? what what did just happen? He just disappeared from my screen.
I see him up there.
Oh, now he's back. I was joking, Phil. Don't do
Yeah,
that.
I don't know what
Hear
happened.
me.
Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. So, you got anything else, Colin? I'm gonna start the video up.
I am here because you promised me. What did you say? Popcorn, drinks, and possibly alcoholic drinks. So that's why I'm here.
Yeah, you got it. You know I'll take care of you on that. All
All
right.
right, let's go.
All right, y'all ready? Let's go.
Now, this channel is called Power Inherent in the People. So that should give you some idea.
Briefly, before we go into
Oh, I didn't mention this was the live stream that I attended with him last week. And this is the video here. So you're gonna hear some dialogue from us on here, but we'll probably jump in here and there. So guys, just let me know if you need me to stop to make a point. But this is good. It's really good.
into the video, would y'all like to kind of introduce yourselves a little bit more to the world now that we're on YouTube?
And
kind of doing
Sydney
this?
is the woman that Van Valiant did.
About what happened and what transpired, and just
No, apparently only mods can do it, I guess.
Matthew first.
Okay.
Well, Sydney was just gonna go over to Quentin's house to pick up a cake and finish. What? Who? What?
You're Matthew,
And Matthew.
foundational member of White
mhm.
Hill.
The
From
motorcycle
December.
couple.
And I got Quentin started in all this, and he just happened to get his pullover first. So I've been helping him through it all, and then Kate got pulled over. I've just been helping everyone out. And then Sydney came here. She moved here in December.
Real quick, the girl Sydney is the one who you'll see the court case of afterwards. This is the trained sovereign citizen. And then the guy, you'll see another guy that's actually hosting this. He's the trainer. All right.
Now, also the husband here, who's sitting next to her, is also in the arrest video that she had. He shows up she's being pulled over for having an invalid license. He pulls up in an unregistered motorcycle. You just can't make this shit up. Like, it's just.
All right,
this is great. This is
let's
great.
go.
Lost you.
So we've been together since then.
Oh, just
you.
wait. Yes,
how's
just
that
wait.
experience been?
It's great.
Great.
It's great, yeah.
Yeah.
All the pullovers are super fun. You know, it bonds us closer. All that.
Now,
Okay, so
notice
this is
the dude has a nice
So
blunt.
this recent experience happened on
The guy interviewing them has a very nice blunt.
He does.
So as this insanity goes on, think about what kind of damage that is doing to this dude's brain.
May 21st.
Yeah, one second.
On Wednesday, and I was just traveling in my own personal conveyance to go to Quentin's house for my fake storage container, and probably less than a minute before after I left the house, I got pulled over by a corporal, number 51. I forget his name, something with a K, and it was long, and he was very upset. I pulled into a school district parking lot kind of thing. What was it, like the Andover Schools
Services.
some type of
place.
service place? And it's funny because on March 12th, I just got pulled over the same spot, but I pulled into the high school parking lot, so Andover High School parking lot. So it was right across the street from where I got pulled over before
On March 12th.
on March 12th. So now it's
So she pulled over for the exact same thing, didn't learn her lesson, now gets pulled over again.
first. So
Yep.
9 days later.
right?
Lost.
And
Lost,
then I called
lost.
Matthew again because that's what I did in March. And I was like, Matthew, I got pulled over in the same spot but across the street. And the guy came up to my window and he was immediately upset. I could tell by the demeanor. And he knocked on my window and he was like, hey, I'm sure that you already know this.
Wait. Now, this is your second pullover
My second pullover.
in less than 60 days.
Yeah, I go, yep. Oh, geez. So I'm still working through the day before I actually went to a motions hearing for my other case. So I was just fresh out of court and the
Now,
next
there's a
day-
difference between these two, though. The difference is on the first one, you were cited, as you should have been, and let go
Yeah.
free on your way. Because why?
They told me that, well, I'm pretty sure I read that it was not an arrestable offense. And I don't know.
That's wrong.
I can't recall if I told them that it wasn't an arrestable offense last time. And so they didn't. I think Matthew did on we had our one pager with us and he started reading off all these case laws and they were like, whoa, who are these people? And so they ended up just giving.
Now, Chili DeCastro has a trifold. This guy has a one pager.
Yep.
You know,
citation, though
Yep.
they did threaten me, threatened to break
My
my window
last ticket
last
was
time in March,
1992.
but they didn't end up doing that. They gave me a citation. I went on my way, and they didn't even tow my car or anything. They just let me go, and it was for the same exact reason that I got pulled over this time on Wednesday.
So
And
no moving violation, no pose safety risks to any members of the public.
nope, there was no verified complaint, and there was no crime
Verified
happening at
complaint.
all. It was just me getting a cake container.
So they were investigating a cake container.
I didn't even have it on me, so I don't know what investigating.
It must have
I
been
asked
missing.
several times who was hurt, who's the injured party, and they kept telling me society was.
Oh my goodness.
Injured party.
Mhm.
Injured party.
So,
They're gonna
and
Explain
I
that.
called Matthew, and he has a great response time because within 3 minutes he was able to come to my rescue. Matthew, I got.
Okay, so we're gonna start it up. Are y'all ready to start it up? Maybe you can do some narrating here and there.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
you could put.
You know
the
what?
timer
You know
on.
what? How about I let y'all share and do the narrating? Would that be okay?
Cool.
Okay.
And you can pause and make comments where you want.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. Multiple participants. No, we do advanced.
You can.
So
Now, when you share, there's going to be two little boxes that you got to click where it says share sound
Oh.
over on the side, so that it'll share the side. When you click share, you'll see it'll say options and it'll say share sound and optimize for video sharing. Just make sure those are clicked, okay?
Oh, share. Okay. Share stream. Okay.
is it working? Oh, sure sound.
Okay. Share sound.
Yeah.
Okay. And then and then say share. Wait.
Oh,
Share. And then
Yep.
throw it over here so you can see it too.
Good job.
oh, I just did this whole screen, so
Perfect. Nice. Good.
Hey, y'all see that comment right there? We are 3 layers deep.
Stuff. I'm going to mute.
Hurry, at the right where I turned again, right where I turned. I'm at Andover Public Schools Support Services.
Now, let's set this up slightly here because it's going to become very apparent here shortly. Remember her statement. She thinks she's pulled over for the exact same thing a week ago. And that's the only issue.
I can tell about this current bill or past bill.
Oh, I'm just.
It's
Congratulations.
confusing
Chris.
to me too. It's confusing to me too.
Yeah, I know. We couldn't cut the commentary out. But Trish, 6 months. Congratulations. Seemed like it's been longer, but yeah, thank you.
Travel. So this is when he's gonna come up to my window, and it's funny because he says, "As you already know," so that's pretty discriminatory. Hello. Hi.
Discriminatory.
Oh, I'm just traveling. I'm not acting in commerce right now.
Okay. So
Could I get your? Is there an emergency? I saw your emergency lights on. I'm here to help.
I'm sorry.
I'm here to
I'm
help.
here to
I
help.
see your emergency lights.
I'm
are
here to
on.
help.
Yeah, they use
Is
that
there an
all the time.
emergency?
Conducting a traffic stop.
Oh, but I'm not in traffic.
Yes, you are.
Do you know what the term traffic
Are
means?
you a sovereign citizen? Is that what it says?
Did you say sovereign citizen? And so that's when he said the sovereign citizen. And yeah, so I asked him again, if you heard, I asked him what traffic meant. I was starting to ask the terms because it seemed like he didn't know. Obviously, he was using them incorrectly. So,
Straight up.
citizen?
The
What
top
does that
using
mean?
it
That
incorrectly.
sounds like a
Poor
derogatory
use.
thing. And then he asks me to tell him what that meant. Why would you call somebody a name if you don't even know what that means?
Straight up.
All right.
Assuming that's what you identify as.
I do not. What is a sovereign citizen?
Do you have a driver's license?
I'm not driving. I'm traveling. So I don't need to. This is a secondary offense that you're.
First time I've talked about it.
This is a second. don't know if you guys could hear it, but he said it's not the first time that I've dealt with you guys.
Yeah.
So he's continuing on this sovereign citizen stuff.
Okay, so a blatant retaliation and attack, it seems like at this point then.
It was very, very hostile. I feel scared already the whole time. Secondary offense that you. What is your name and your badge number? What is it?
We'll barricade.
Okay,
Well,
Corporal
scared to me.
Barricade.
Barrican.
I know.
And then 51.
Yep.
Okay. Are
I have
you,
a driver's license.
Yeah.
Matthew? Are you headed here?
Hutch, pause it for a second.
And notice he's still.
Got it.
Could you imagine if that was actually retaliation? Oh, I pulled you over 2 months ago because of your fictitious plate. Never pull you over again, otherwise it's considered retaliation. Could you imagine that?
That would be terrible.
Exactly, and they act like the cop calling them a subset somehow is derogatory and is going to get them out of something.
Yeah, they don't like it for some reason. You call them that, and they're like, "No, I'm not a sovereign citizen. No, I'm
Yeah.
not one of them."
Yep. Because they think somehow that's going to get them out of something. And the other thing that's kind of struck me, because this is now about the third time I've watched this video, is the amount of condescension that she has on the live stream and then also talking to the officer all the while going, I was so afraid.
Yeah. Well, for
And
those
yet,
of you, yeah,
and
that
yet
still
you
come-
won't
go ahead.
and yet you won't comply. Okay.
Yeah, for those of you, if it's new people coming in, we're watching a live stream that was already done that I was in on Phil's channel. Okay, so we just kind of going through it again here.
I'm not ask my name or anything.
Now remember, she said he came up and he was hostile.
And she asked for name and badge number. That should be a square for some.
Yes, but remember, when she was starting this off, right? She's premising all this, right? The cop's going to be the bad guy. Now, does he seem like he's being aggressive?
Nope.
That he's escalating this or anything? Like it just okay.
To identify me. He's just asking
True.
for my driver's license, which I think that is illegal for me to give it to him because I wasn't driving. I'm just traveling.
Illegal.
It's illegal to give
illegal.
it to him.
What the
I
hell?
don't I don't provide you anything because I'm not. You're doing a secondary offense. Well,
Secondary offense.
this is not lawful.
Well, you're in a state of Kansas, you have to operate.
Okay. Do you know what traffic means? What's the term traffic? What's the word traffic mean? Matthew, are you coming? I don't have to make this difficult. I'm not making anything difficult. No, I'm not. I'm one or two.
And he's like, it's going to go one or two ways, and you know how it's going to
Yeah.
go.
What is that supposed to mean?
That
I
and the
never-
aspect he still hasn't asked for your ID. I mean he still hasn't asked your name. He hasn't even given you an opportunity.
Right. He's only demanding my insurance and my driver's license. Not my name. He's not being friendly at all. Two ways. What are
Oh my God.
I'm cooperating.
Asking you for your documents, so your driver's
He's
license.
not being friendly.
I don't need to provide.
She's not
any
being
of that
friendly
to
to
you.
him.
I'm not acting in commerce. I'm not an Uber or Lyft. No.
Can you pause
I
for a
don't-
minute?
Why are you?
Go ahead.
Hey, Avalanche, come over to Really Cool News on Mondays. We actually do play Offset Bingo. Just little pipping my own channel here.
Yeah, I see. I have to learn how to do that at some point.
Well, I mean,
yeah, he's trying.
Go ahead, Kyle. Go ahead, Kyle. I'm sorry.
I was gonna throw some more shade at Phil, and I'm gonna be nice. I'm not.
No, do it. He just did it to me.
I was gonna say Avalanche can't come play bingo with you because they're hanging out with me on members.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Oh,
That's
see?
true. You do a members only Monday at the same time. That's true. That's true.
Trying to open my door now.
Oh, by the way, soon you'll get to see. I guess maybe she has the phone in her pocket or something. I don't know, but you'll get to see some of the video in a second. It should be coming up shortly.
opening the door? Am I under
Yeah.
arrest or am I free to
Hold
go?
on. Pause a minute. Yeah. This is her video that she did, and what she did is recorded them on her phone. And instead of showing the video, because I think she didn't want to show them she was videotaping them because she thinks they'll incriminate themselves. She can use this as evidence. She's trying to hide the fact she's recording.
Mhm.
So,
Am I under arrest?
and the video that comes up here in a minute is going to
Corporal
be the
51,
husband's
am I under
video.
arrest?
Oh.
You're not answering my questions.
Oh, wow.
And I think I asked him 3 times if I'm under arrest or free to go, and he just stops asking or answering questions.
I know that right there is
I
very
feel
unique
nervous
because,
and
like that all of these points. Actually, the point of him trying to open up the door, from that point, it's all suppressed. I would think. Because again, that's an illegal action of trying to intrude into the car without having a reasonable articulable suspicion of any danger or probable cause of a crime, while they've already made threats of violence.
Now, she doesn't have a tag. She's refusing to give her driver's license and insurance, and he's claiming there's no articulable suspicion of a crime.
Exactly.
So just, I mean, listen to the thought process of these people. Like, it's just
Violence, such as this is going to go
he's
one of
acting
two
like
ways.
they're
you
consulting.
already know. Yeah, that's
It's
the
like, what are you insinuating? What do you mean it's going to go one of two ways? I'm confused. What are you trying to say? You're going to hurt me for what? What have I done? Yeah, it's bad.
Yep.
It's pretty bad.
scared, so I'm trying to make sure that this is open. No, I don't need to do that. Oh, and then this is already where Matthew came.
Yeah, I'm already showing up.
2 minutes and 48 seconds. Isn't that a great response time?
Just tell it toward this. Guys, let me go over there and wait for my stop.
He doesn't need to.
So some stranger shows up to the traffic stop.
His name's Corporal. I don't know what his name is.
Barkin. That's good.
He seems very upset. He already said
not
sovereign
upset.
citizen.
he seems upset.
Yeah,
Okay.
he said, you identify as a sovereign citizen, and I asked him to explain what that means. I have my book, and I just grabbed my thing. I have my book, as in my whole travel binder, and I was gonna start going through the edit Greg script, but it kind of got off.
Travel
But
binder.
you still have my other
Hey, Hutch,
book.
pause it. Can you imagine? I mean, people have a hard time remembering where their insurance and registration are. They walk around with an entire binder. Where did?
Yes.
I mean, that doesn't fit in the glove box. It's not going to fit in the console of your car. What do you do? Like, is it just some random thing that just slides back and forth in your back seat as you drive? That just seems annoying.
Right.
You know, it's a travel binder, not anything dealing with driving.
Sorry, you're right.
I've mentioned this on our show. Every time I hear them say that, it just reminds me of Mitt Romney and his binder full of women. So it just makes me laugh when they go, "I have a binder." Oh, okay.
Yes.
I'm starting.
I don't even have a tampon. Oh, I was also on
Uh-oh.
What?
Starting recording.
Yeah, do it.
But we have to be on the phone.
Yeah, he was on his motorcycle, so he had a helmet on, so he couldn't, and he needed to. We couldn't be on the phone together, so it kind of was unfortunate. But he did end up videoing kind of right. Oh, okay, yeah.
So the video's been turned on.
Where's the officer? Oh, there it is.
That's my car and his motorcycle.
Actually. Hey, I saw the text.
Okay, yeah, I'm getting pulled over. Now I'm calling Quentin, the guy that had my cake container. So this is Quentin that's in the group too. By this corporal. He's calling me a sovereign citizen.
Okay, are you recording?
Yeah, Matthew's here and he's getting yelled at by the corporal.
In Andover?
Take off your helmet so we can hear you. Yeah, in Andover. It's literally right where I got stopped before. It's right beside the high school, right on the other side.
Don't worry about me. Do your thing.
Okay, I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
All right, sounds good.
And y'all are on private property.
Because it's
Cam?
a citizen.
I don't have his number. For some reason, I said I didn't have Kim's number. It was just in the heat of the moment. I forgot all things. I was like, wait, I do have his number.
Look at this guy.
Oh, I do have his number.
How angry.
I just don't have Matthew's body.
Well, and they go, you're on private property, but it's not your property.
I'm calling him.
So
I'm calling Cam.
Step away from the car. I'm not going to tell you again.
He's not. He's just a he's.
Hop out and talk to me.
No. Why do I? You're gonna.
Already, I said, hop out. I'll break the window if you don't get out.
Is that a threat? Is that a threat? Is that a threat? You're not answering any of my questions.
I don't have to answer your question.
I don't
Why
have to
don't they
answer your
make shirts
questions.
his size?
He says I don't have to answer your questions.
Yeah, and I'm confused by that. Like, isn't he? That yeah. I'm not getting pulled over for any reason. This is unlawful.
Hey, it's your boy Cam.
Sorry, y'all. I was in a meeting.
He's okay.
But right now that he's calling his other buddies over.
Yeah, when I'm in a meeting, the notifications are just
Oh,
on.
Okay. He
He-
banged the door handle
again,
4 times
Yeah,
to try to get him.
he's opening my door handle, and he's not.
Look at him, so desperate. So desperate. For what? For what?
Yeah, what am I doing wrong? What am I supposed to do? He's gonna break my window. Why are you threatening me?
This last chance.
He pulled me over for an unlawful stop. I'm just traveling.
Stop. Get out of the vehicle.
Why isn't it? Can you explain that to me?
here's an idea. Get out of the car.
Register
What are you supposed to do?
license, and you have to.
Where's the proof of that? Tell me give me the evidence. What's your badge number and your name, please?
Sergeant Tharp, and I'm sheriff number 30.
And
Get
what's
out,
the
or the
emergency?
window's gonna get-
What's the emergency? Because I see emergency lights on.
you
I'm
either
here to
get out,
help.
Or the window's going to be busted out, and you're going to be
So
dragged.
is that a threat? You're gonna harm me.
It's not a threat. It's a promise.
It's a promise,
It's a
but
promise.
isn't that threatening me and my
Either
safety?
Get out of the vehicle, or we're going to get you.
I'm not doing anything
You're
wrong.
under arrest at this point.
I'm under arrest.
You're under arrest at this point.
Okay, you haven't even asked my name. You haven't
You're
asked
under arrest
anything.
at this point.
Now
For
I'm
what?
under arrest too.
For refusing to provide a driver's license, illegal registration. Have you shown proof of insurance yet?
Pause it! Pause it!
Was that here or on the live stream? Because I got confused.
That was him. That was him. That was him.
Pause it. Pause it.
He
Oh,
thinks
that was
he
them?
thinks
Oh, okay,
they're
okay.
he thinks they're making some sort of grand point, and he's all excited, right? This is the linchpin of their case. She's gonna make millions off of this thing.
One thing I can say though, I have never heard it the way that she spins it. She said, "Oh, I see your emergency lights on. I'm here to help."
I've
I have
heard that.
never
I've heard that
Jan,
before. I've
have you,
heard that
Colin?
before.
Yes, I've heard it. No, I haven't heard it in court. I've heard it on body cams though. But
Right.
they won't say it in court. They'll say it on the side of the road.
Okay, yeah, that was a new one for me when I heard that. So, all right, I'll get back to it. I didn't know who was saying pause it. I was like, oh, let me do it now.
This nigga, did this nigga just say illegal registration, y'all?
Yes.
he did. And we're like, what?
Can we look this up? Can we do a little research piece
Yeah.
with you, Matthew? Look it up on the screen real quick. What does illegal registration mean in the state of Kansas? Let's see what we got.
Oh,
We need an illegal arrest.
The other
Chat
thing
GPT
I'd point
to
out
the
is you don't live in the.
we say, Colin?
ChatGPT to the rescue. People
Yes.
don't even know how to do their own research anymore. They just jump right to ChatGPT.
Yes, which
Yes.
sometimes is not accurate.
Right.
Well, and
State
if
of
you
any-
use it a lot, it will actually learn the things that you're looking for.
Right.
So, like, if you don't like Chili DeCastro has done this, it now calls him Playboy
Mm,
because that's what he likes to be called, Playboy. So
Really?
ChatGPT calls him Playboy.
wow.
Well, you can ask ChatGPT to call you whatever you want, and then it'll
I know.
every time you jump in. So
I know.
he asked ChatGPT. He asked a bot to call him Playboy. So that just shows you his level of competence.
Yeah. But the latest lawsuits that he's written with ChatGPT, and he thinks this is factual because ChatGPT wrote it for me.
Yeah. Or he told
You should,
ChatGPT to write the sovereign citizen version of it, and that's what he puts out and sells to everybody.
You should send him
Problem.
the clip of the lawyer that had the AI motion hearing and got kicked out of court by the judge. The judge almost for it.
Yes, I
Kicked him out of
remember
court.
that.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Thank you. You're
Yeah.
not the president. You're not required to do anything.
I
When they
don't
say,
even have a valid driver's license in Kansas, anyways. So
what's this say? This is a legal registration.
Displaying or possessing fictitious.
Oops, I was muted. There you go. She admitted it. She does not have a driver's license.
Nope.
So she's driving illegally. And they want to know what the reasonable articulable suspicion is. You just can't make this shit up.
It's unlawful to display or possess any registration receipt, certificate of title, license plate, or decal that is known to be fictitious, canceled, revoked, suspended, or altered.
Okay. None of those.
So suspended.
It's trying to fake registration.
fake
Yep.
any-
Thank you.
don't want
Counterfeiting.
Or
Counterfeiting.
suspended.
All right, you pause it. Instead of typing this out, I just wanted to say it. You're playing the court case after this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So a lot of people are asking in chat about the court case. So yeah, and I don't think you said that in the intro that you're playing the court case after this.
Oh, I thought I did, but maybe I didn't. Okay, my fault. Yes, the court case is after this. We wanted to play this first. It'll make sense when she gets to court, and then you will
Yep.
see the professionalism that she has in there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Counterfeit, that's it.
Yep.
All
Or
that we're not doing.
suspended.
Not doing
Not
it.
doing.
He said it's not a threat, it's a promise.
I-
He did too.
Yeah, that's another huge one.
It's a promise. Okay.
And this
I'm
is
not
a
doing
sergeant.
anything
This
wrong.
is a sergeant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a corporal, or I don't. I also didn't. I was confused by that, but
At this point,
I'm under arrest.
you're under arrest at this point
Okay, you haven't even asked my name. You haven't asked
This
anything.
arrested me
For
so
what?
fast.
for refusing to
But I
provide a
held up
driver's
my phone,
license,
I'm like,
illegal
I got people
registration.
recording.
Have you shown proof of insurance yet? And at
He's
this point,
Okay, wait. Pause. Okay, you gotta talk about what's going on here. What just happened?
go ahead.
Well, so with me, he said, so I see there's no tag here. Are you registered? Do you have a license? And I just said no. And then he said, okay, in the state of Kansas, you have to have that. And I said, well, state of Kansas is a corporation. He's like, no. And then he just grabbed my hands and turned me around,
Corporation.
and it was just that fast.
Hold on, Rod just came in here is trying to figure out what's going on. Rod, so there's a court case of a sovereign citizen, but prior to that, she's with her trainer. She recorded the traffic stop from her phone, and they're going over it on a video that they made. And so this is what she's showing what happened. Then the court case is next.
And so also Matthew.
And then
You're
also,
getting arrested now for what?
Yeah. Right? What are you
yeah,
arrested for?
motorcycle's off, keys were out.
He wasn't.
I had the keys in my pocket.
So he's just
So
arrested.
you literally got arrested and put in handcuffs for what? Sitting on a motorcycle?
Yep.
I don't even think he was sitting on it.
He said
Just
he
standing
said the other guy saw me pull in without a tag.
So it's hearsay. We talked about.
It's
And-
interesting.
And then also something that I don't know what we could do about this one, but he leaned me over.
Colin, congratulations. 1 month of membership. Okay. Work is hard. All right. Words are hard. All right. I appreciate you being here. And okay. There's Phyllis back. He dropped off for a second. Wanted to make sure he's good. And I think
Colin keeps kicking me.
y'all gonna have to talk about that. I don't know.
No, I was trying to tell you to pause. When she said that's hearsay. Hearsay is a statement from out of court used to validate the facts at hand, right?
Right.
So a police officer saying another cop told him you were driving without a plate isn't hearsay. You're not in court.
Exactly.
It only applies in court.
Oh, well, hold on. Trish, gifted 5 memberships. Thank you. And the people that have them, you should be able to see that you got it. Okay. So that's from Trish. Trish is I really appreciate that, Trish, as usual. And I'm sure they will appreciate it as well. All right.
I meant to mention this earlier because you had a message from Trish. I actually know two Trish Dorns in actual real life, so interesting.
Oh, all
It's not a
right.
common name, so that's all.
Okay.
Motorcycle in such a way that I had to pull on him to keep myself standing up. Otherwise, I'd fall over. And if I fell over, it would tip over the whole motorcycle and, ruin it.
His kickstand was on his side, so it would have just.
So I didn't want to fall into it. And
go ahead, Colin.
This is just an attempt for this boyfriend to feel relevant. I don't know why he's there. He does barely talks about his part in the traffic stop. He just sits there and looks bored the entire interview. I don't know. He looks awkward. It's like, why am I here?
Yeah, they just want to keep everybody in the network together.
Yeah, we don't care about your kickstand and your bike, man.
No, we don't.
Make it fall over.
You know how they have intentional infliction on emotional distress? You could do like an intentional aspect in relation to the assault and/or battery.
Also, this cop was being very aggressive with Matthew. He's like, "Don't flex on me. Stop flex."
Now, Hutch, can I sue these people for intentional infliction of emotional damage for having to listen to this?
Yes, I think we should file a motion. Oh, real quick, Melissa, you had a question about where to go to the membership. Colin, you know where it is by heart when you're not hosting?
Yeah, well, it's weird on some devices. Some Apple devices, they don't have the little buttons at the bottom of the screen that let you do it.
Okay.
And then some older devices, I even think some newer devices, it's really weird how not every device is the exact same, but there should be a $ button at the bottom of your chat.
Oh yeah.
That's where you click, and if you're on a laptop or a computer, right next to the like button there'll be a join button. You can click there. If those buttons aren't gone, you have one of the devices that makes it really difficult. The workaround that I heard is if you're on the YouTube app and it's not working, open up your browser, go to YouTube, and then come back to the page and it should be there, or vice versa. If you're on the YouTube page and it's not there, open the YouTube app and it might be there. One of the two, if you whatever, that should fix the button glitch on some devices.
Okay, thank you, Colin.
Yep.
He was like literally falling over trying to like balance himself with this man. He's like being aggressive.
That's standard practice for their record and stuff.
And in
So that when they harm you, they have an
he
excuse.
looked like a little limp noodle, and this guy's like, in his voice, it just sounded like he was trying to.
Yeah, he really made it sound like.
Oh,
Like he's scared that you're a threat and stuff. He's scared for.
Yep.
Going past this, she goes past this high school. Known speed traps, cops.
Right.
That's dumb. Sovereign citizen being dumb. Doing it a second time being dumb. Then you call somebody who also is a sovereign citizen and doesn't have a registered call to come to where you know there's several cops because you got pulled over.
Right.
Okay, J-Man, you became a member. I appreciate it. Thank you for joining us. And you get to hang out with us. Just check out the community post. There are things for members over there that you can look at, things you can get into with us, our private chat and all that good stuff. Okay, thank you once again.
Queen of the dumb. She wins queen. She's queen.
For his life. That's what they're.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Matthew's big and
I was a limp noodle for this dude.
It's really gross, and it makes you feel like such shit when they do it and stuff, because you know that you're like going above and beyond, like just making sure you're not any kind of threat, and they're like, stop doing that, and like getting scared in their voice and everything, and you're like, this is sick, and it makes you feel so messed up.
Avalanche, 1 month of membership. Thank you for hanging out with us. And oh yeah, you in your second month? Okay. it'll keep on moving up, and we'll be doing this whenever you throw it up in the live stream. I really appreciate it.
I would be scared for them too if they're about to assault my wife.
Yeah.
And I mean, the thing too is that like we got to remember these are natural reactions that we're having.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do anything.
It's unnatural for us to react in the way that we do. Like we're suppressing every normal react. Like that's you know, it's crazy. And then yeah. Ugh.
Rob Dorr, the best 2 months of your life. Okay, I like that. I'm glad you've had a very good 2 months here, and thank you for being part of the membership. I really appreciate you.
Well, yeah, just people saying that you're not supposed to be able to react naturally as we always do. Just like if someone grabs you like that, of course you're gonna flex. It's like if something's flying at my head, of course I'm gonna dodge it. It's like it's natural. I'm not just gonna sit there and let the rock hit me in the face. Oh yes, please, rock hit me. Bow. Like it's natural.
Yeah.
So
sneak up from behind me and grab my arm like in an aggressive manner or something. Because I just got arrested the other night for a warrant again, and I was just like, "Whoa, hey, oh, okay, you have a warrant? Like, I'd like to see the warrant." And they're like, then like 4 cops like jumped me, and it was just it's just so crazy.
Now listen to the trainer story.
Hey,
And
real
it just
quick. Oh, sorry, you're talking.
no, that's all right.
I didn't know which one of you were talking.
Oh shoot, yeah, I know it get confusing because of the live stream, but they all have some kind of issues going on. That's why they want to do this sovereign thing, because they don't want to face up to the things they have going on. And Colin, I think you have something also.
Yeah, and there is truth. I mean, some of the things they say do have some truth behind them. Just like what he just said, your natural movement, like when you're getting grabbed, is to resist. I had a buddy that got arrested with assaulting a police officer on vacation because his wife was get into a fight, and there was an officer there. Put his hand on my buddy's shoulder to kind of move him out of the way, and he elbowed him. And so he got arrested, and it was a big deal. And like the next day, they watched the body cam footage and they released him. They're like, never come back here again. But they saw the video, and it was just because of what happened. He didn't know who was behind him. So yeah. There are circumstances that happen, but that's what court's for.
Yes.
Right. Well, the thing is, the guy goes, they snuck up behind me. You have an active warrant.
Right.
I mean, they got to do what they got to do.
Okay, you didn't, and likely, given just the general history of this type of groups, he didn't pay a ticket. He didn't show up to court. Something along those lines. That's why he has a warrant.
Mm-hmm.
And then he acts surprised. What do you mean I have a warrant?
Yeah, they know. They always know. They want to act like, they want to challenge it like, hey, I didn't know I had that. But they always know. So,
I can't believe they get
We'll have to get into that.
Yes.
So he gets arrested for a warrant and then acts surprised that they arrested him.
Dang, he just said that. He knew he had that warrant.
Right. Like, okay. But it's the cop's fault. Got it.
Yeah, I would love to. I wish we could interview him.
No, you're good. You're good. Go ahead, y'all.
For today.
So I'm interfering. Oh yeah, guys, prepare. My glass is about to shatter all over me. I'm still going to court for the same thing. I don't understand why this is again happening. I still have my citation from last time. I'm still going.
About citation from last time. Get out of the vehicle.
Under
arrest. Plus the fucking window. I don't give a shit.
Dang.
Oh my God! He just said bust the fucking windows.
Yeah, he did.
And he said, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Yep. And immediately, not even a second later, they start beating the window 9 times.
9 strikes.
Oh my God, bro. 9.
Opinion on that comment, Colin and Phil. Opinion on that comment that the officer said it like that.
So what? Was it professional? No. Is it actionable? No. Like they're going to start acting like this is somehow going to get them millions of dollars.
Yeah, curse words won't do anything.
So the specific comment you're asking about is break the fucking window. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, just the way the officer was. I guess he's just tired of it. I'm just wondering for your opinions on that, because some people may think about it here in a live stream, and they have different opinions on it.
I mean, I don't see the difference. What's the difference between him saying that to another officer or him just doing it himself? I mean, he was telling someone else to do it.
Yeah.
He didn't say I'm going to. He was telling someone else to do it. So it was just, okay, their time's up. Let's break it. I don't see anything wrong with that.
Yeah, just curious, but I know they were frustrated dealing with her because
Well,
some
and
of these
that's
that I watch, they have a lot of patience, a lot of patience.
Yeah.
well that's the other. This has been going on for like half an hour.
Yeah, so I mean I think that's the underlying factor here. At what point is it acceptable to break someone's window?
Right.
So
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen videos of traffic stops where it took an officer 1 minute to
Yep.
break this opposite window.
Yep.
They've been on the side of the road trying to get her out of the car for a while now. So I mean, I think that's the debate. What is the okay time limit to breaking someone's window? I think this is acceptable. They were trying to talk to them for a while, and they're completely disregarding everything the officers are saying.
Yeah.
But I see the point of people in the car on this one. I mean, she's not doing anything. She's just sitting there arguing. She's not really a threat, but they need to get on with their day. They just can't sit out there outside the car all day.
Yeah.
Where's the line? I don't have the answer.
Well, and the other thing is obstruction does not require you to be a threat, right? She's not complying with their command to give the driver's license, which she admits she doesn't have. Like, she hasn't even said that, right? She hasn't even said, "Well, I don't even have one."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
She's just arguing with them about why they don't need to give it to her. Now, I think part of the reason it took them this long to get to this point is they are in a parking lot. So there isn't an immediate danger to the officer being hit. It's not on the side of the road with traffic and that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So they got a little bit.
So sometimes I think the speed at which they move to extract somebody out of the vehicle depends upon the circumstances of where the stop is occurring and what all is going around at that time.
Yeah, that makes sense.
9 times? Why 9?
Because we knew that it was
Guys, weak.
It took him 9 times to bust the window?
Yeah, be stronger, dude. For that tight shirt, he should have muscles under there.
All right, pause it. I know.
I didn't do anything wrong. You're hurting me. I have glass in my shoes. I didn't do anything wrong.
That sounds like an act.
It's funny to me every time.
Yeah, I yelled from over wherever I was. I was like, "Sydney, are you okay?" And somehow our videos lined up so perfectly to where, like, the moment my video ended, hers started.
I had a small amount of video that I wanted to show, but I saw the glass coming in through my window when I turned it on. It was right after he beat through the window finally.
And Sydney, oh my gosh, she had her phone around her neck.
I threw my phone I had a lanyard on. It broke now, but I threw it on my neck because I was like, I need this because I was supposed to be calling my son at 7 on a Zoom call, and I was focused on all of that as well as getting arrested at the moment. So I had to make sure I was going to text my son's father with handcuffs on. Like, I had to plan all of that, and I was able to do it. And
nice. But having to do this too.
I didn't do anything wrong.
Come off the car, Bear, okay?
I just have glass in my shoes, so I'm trying to shake that up. That's okay.
You want me to take them off? That way you get the glass out?
That's all right. I can take it.
Now they want to be nice?
And
Yeah, that's how they always work. Once they have you,
into it, make bleed on your stuff.
He'll clean it.
Still have bruises on my wrist.
Were you doing that with your mouth?
I had it on my lanyard, so I had like pull my handcuff there, and I was like trying to.
You're pulling on the string.
Yeah, I was trying to pull on the string so it could get longer. It took a while, so this is what's going to happen for a couple minutes. But yeah,
It's so impressive.
and I also went on Discord and I I got onto the general chat and I was like on the voice call, and then I also like messaged in Discord. You'll hear it, but
If I may,
Yeah.
that word "wrong" is deep. Look it up in Black's Law Dictionary. It's deep.
okay,
It's not just general.
Black's Law Dictionary.
Okay.
I will right now. Wrong.
Pause it.
Got it.
Look, Black's Law Dictionary is in fact a dictionary. If you look up the word wrong in Black's Law Dictionary, even if it's there, it'll say the opposite of right. You're right. That is deep. Good job, buddy. Good job. You're winning on that one.
Well, and also it will give you legal definitions of how to use the term in your legal writing. Right? So a wrong may result in Colin owes me money because he's been bagging on me all day. That's a wrong.
I know you're not going to take that, Colin.
I have insulted him 3 or 4 times, so I'm due a couple comebacks. I'll let that one slide.
But they act like this is
Damn it, it's muted
somehow.
again. They're going with the Black's Law Dictionary.
Oh, you talking, Phil?
No, that's on the video. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, all right.
Dictionary. To look up the word "wrong."
Oh no.
Sure.
Maybe showing a 2015 Honda, not registered in the state of Kansas.
That's my motorcycle. Never been registered.
A violation of the legal rights of another, an invasion of rights to the damage of the parties who suffer it, especially a tort. It usually signifies injury to person, property, or relative non-contractual rights of another than wrongdoer, with or without force, but in more extended sense.
That is nice that they said it ain't registered too on camera like that though.
Wrong isn't.
When did they Mirandize you?
I don't know if they did. Did they Mirandize you?
I never heard that.
The whole time, even if you know it, they do.
They're not asking you questions.
The only thing though
they
is
don't have to.
Things in a conversational manner can be submitted. Things that are in an investigatory manner cannot be without Miranda. So
right, I don't know if they investigate exactly. I mean,
questions that are not conversational that you don't want to necessarily have, but you have to because that they're pressing you so hard.
Listen to this.
A little bit more because I called something again. I think.
I'm gonna fast forward. I'm gonna fast forward here a little bit.
Did they ever request you to open your door?
No.
I don't even know where I'm going. How do I know if you're not kidnapping me? Because you are. You are kidnapping me. I didn't do anything wrong.
You are not a child.
Can you please tell me where I'm going?
Third time asking.
Sir. Butler County Detention Center. And why am I going there?
Interference.
For interference for what? What did I interfere with?
Driving a vehicle with no registration.
I'm
no
not.
Insurance.
I'm not. That's interference because I'm driving a vehicle with no registration or insurance.
Yeah.
Okay. Not driving. I have a right. Well, I have a right to go on public roadways when I'm not acting in commerce. I'm not an Uber driver or Lyft. That's why you guys administer licenses to people. Because it otherwise.
Did she say her name in the beginning?
That's when it's.
She did, but I don't remember it.
Yeah, we need.
Girl, you're fired.
That's what
That's
I'm
when it's a
saying.
privilege.
Like
I don't have.
Can I say something here? Pause this.
Okay.
Yeah, you have touched on all of the archetypal points that very often don't get touched on. You've said them out loud. You stated your position. You said
like it's insane. Like your demeanor and everything. Like you're able, like keeping under in this state and everything, and articulating every point like that is so amazing.
You've articulated the points and given them notice on specifically the harm.
Now let me ask you, Hutch. Isn't this just insane?
Yeah, because they actually believe what they're saying is true, and then they're trying to look things up on the internet. To I don't know, but I need to get her name because that means she's appeared in court, and she may have other court dates.
Yeah, well, and it's in Butler County, so hopefully she'll be in front of Judge Webster. That would be good.
That's what I'm thinking. If she hasn't been
already. Yeah. Well, I'll find it and let you know.
I mean, very often we don't hear all of these words coming out in these traffic stops.
There you go, Colin.
I just said I'll find it for you.
Oh, you know me. I'm going to search. I was searching hard too, man.
I love how they all decided. You know, let's take 2 minutes out of this video and I'll compliment the chick. Like, what did that just do? Like, she's like, oh, you were so good at that. Yeah, she's still going to jail.
Because they think that that everything that they believe is true, and that the police articulate, like the cop's going to mock her in a minute, and they're going to take him seriously and go, see, he's telling you all these things that we say are true. Like the confirmation bias is huge, and the dummy Kruger effect in all of these people is huge. Just, oh, it makes me laugh. It cracks me up.
Bogus traffic stop. So it seems like this case is going to be juicy. Right? I mean, it might bring to the fore things that we haven't been able to sort of get on the record very much yet.
Oh, Rob, I just saw that you providing the information. Yeah, I have everything, and I appreciate that because I actually had a court case at the end of this. The one she was just in court. What was it, Colin? Yesterday.
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 It wasn't Ricky. It wasn't Judge Ricky. Who was she?
No, Hart.
Judge Hart. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's very calm because when they call us a sovereign citizen, what they're expecting for us to get belligerent with them. And when you stay calm like that and you question them and you're on video and you're on their body cam, they can't dispute that.
Right. It's exactly what like the Eddie Craig, like his goal is with that script and what to do. Like you've
Eddie Craig's script. So cool. Oh my God.
Awesome. I'm glad because I didn't read off the Eddie Craig script. I just know in my heart that
you were living and breathing it. Yeah. You understand like
so
what's important about it though. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm good under pressure and I'm just so grateful.
I love how everyone in our community calls it the Sob Sit script, but in the Sob Sit community, they don't call it that. They call it the what was it? Eddie
Craig.
Eddie Craig. I love that. It was like they don't call it the Sob Sit script. They should, but they don't. All right. Sorry. Keep going.
No, you good.
All of this because without you guys and everybody in my learning, then I wouldn't have done.
Yeah, after I heard this audio for the first time, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so proud of you." I didn't.
So without everyone in her life, she'd have her car window, wouldn't be going to court, wouldn't have to pay fines. Yeah.
Wouldn't have to talk to her kid on Zoom while she's in custody.
I'm kind of wondering about that because she said she had that call up. So that seems to me to be kind of a custody thing. So I kind of wonder about that. So I'm kind of interested in looking more into her.
I knew you had it in you, but like you did it as perfectly as you could.
Yeah, thanks. And I had glide all over inside of me right now. Not using it as a privilege. I'm using it as my right. What's happening to the person I was with? Can you answer me that, please? Sir? What happened to the free person that was on the side of the road that helped me, that was coming to my rescue, because you guys didn't?
Bill?
Yep.
What did you arrest him for?
Notice he isn't using his first name on purpose.
Right.
My husband, my boyfriend. Nope, she won't use his first name.
The free person on the side of the road.
Who came to my rescue?
Yep.
Because I saw him in handcuffs. I saw him in handcuffs. Why did you arrest him? What did he do wrong? Well, it isn't being detained under arrest if he had said he's not being I don't know if you guys can hear it, but he's not under arrest, he's being detained. And so that's when I said, well, if he's in handcuffs, then you're not free to go.
That's not what that is.
If I may.
Yes.
Any detainment of liberty is an arrest.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
If you're not free to go, then you're under arrest, right?
Nope.
The side of the road that helped me, that was coming to my rescue, because you guys didn't. What did you arrest him for? Because I saw him in handcuffs. I saw him in handcuffs. Why did you arrest him? What did he do wrong? Well, it isn't being detained under arrest if you're not free to go. If you're not free to go, then that means you're under arrest. So if you put him in handcuffs, so what's detained mean? Do you know that term? Do you know anything? You don't know, you didn't tell me what traffic meant. You just busted my windows. Causing me harm and trauma and irreparable harm. So you guys are just the kidnappers and you're the pirates, huh?
Oh.
Fucking called him a road pirate.
He is.
Y'all are driving right now?
It'll happen very soon because then I'm like, where am I going? You haven't told me.
What's that?
Kidnapping is a bingo square on some boards.
Yes. And so is road pirate.
Unless I did. Oh yeah, we are driving right now. He's driving.
The dude threatened to have the dog attack me.
Why?
He's like, if you move from this spot, if I see your arms move, I'm calling my canine out to come bite you.
Oh,
Also
the
another
boyfriend's trying to
threat?
be relevant again.
Go ahead.
The boyfriend's trying to be relevant again. It's cute.
And she's freely using the word driving right now. I thought they didn't even like that word at all. She's like, he's driving right now.
Yeah. There's a few
I didn't hear
times
that.
I don't remember. There's a
What
few
crime did
times.
you commit to be put in handcuffs?
Yeah. What did
Was there any probable cause given?
And then, he gets 1 foot from my face. He's like, do you understand me?
What did you
About the dog.
What probable cause was given for him to?
What probable cause would be?
I don't know.
Did you ask?
I kept saying, who did I hurt? And then he rolled his eyes at me.
Yeah, they don't like to answer any of the questions.
Yeah.
And I guess Matthew said that they were calling him a sovereign citizen as well.
Yeah, they're calling me sovereign.
Matthew? Oh, okay. So I mistake. I did a mistake because I said Quentin out loud, and he was still on the phone at that moment. And so then the police officer, he heard me say Quentin. So that's what's going to happen now.
Yes, now he's pulling over.
Where am I going? What are you stopping for?
And I also want to point out, imagine how scary this would be, how the cop just randomly decides to stop and pull over on the side of the road.
Tell me where I'm.
Yeah, he'd be pulling you out to rape you on the side of the road, little.
Exactly.
Oh,
Really?
sure.
I'm going to say
Really?
right now.
Okay.
What are you stopping for? He didn't respond.
Your phone.
Why? He just opened my door.
Where's it at?
It's on my neck, but
First
why?
off, pause.
Yo, Hutch, you need to pause this real quick.
I did.
I mean, could you why is he pulling over? It's because you're illegally recording in the back seat of a cop car.
Right.
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, I guess I don't think it's illegal. So, but it's against you're not supposed to be doing it. He's gonna take your phone away.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what if Kansas is a one-party state or not. It would depend on if it's a one or two-party state.
Oh
But
yeah.
also, it's contraband. You're taking contraband into the jail.
Actually, I commented on this when it goes a little bit further. That's why I'm not going to say it now. But yeah, it's going to come up in a second, I think, because I mentioned something about that phone in the car.
Yeah.
Give me your phone. Nigga, I'm handcuffed, you dummy.
He started like looking behind me and he's like, "Where is it? Where is it?"
God, I can't stand, bro. Give me your phone. Okay.
Just a second.
Yeah, just give me. And also, after we got to the jail, he was like, "Can you unbuckle yourself?" I was like, "I am handcuffed, dude. I have to do everything for you. You want me to go take the wheel? Want me to drive?" Well, I wouldn't be driving because I wouldn't be freaking getting paid. But
I hope
why not?
So there you go. There you go.
Yeah, she should have said traveling, and driving was the first thing she said.
And so she knows it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Was on the whole time.
With that.
I hope his camera was on the whole time.
Oh, I made sure to ask him during the while we were in the car at one point. I said, "Is your body cam active and your dash cam?" And he said, "Yes, my body cam's on." And I was like, "Oh, okay. And what about the other officers?" And he said, "Yes." And I was like, "Oh," because I was trying to get information. I was like, "Is that like do you have to have that on? Is that some type of policy?" And he's like, "Yes." So it's what they must all have it. So I'm gonna be excited to look forward
Wait,
to
before you
having
unpause, briefly just touch base on, we see someone commenting about class action, and so I responded to that, and I just wanted to maybe
a class
speak
action
about-
suit.
Class
touch base
action
briefly
suit, what, a
on-
whole
on
bunch of people was
maybe
stopped by
why
the
this
same
could be a
officer.
class action as far as others are concerned within your situation, and how that implicates others, such as Quentin and Kate.
Well, everyone we know, everyone I know here, because I've only just moved here in December.
found the last little bit of it.
What's that? Oh, everyone I know has been either arrested or illegally stopped in Andover and the surrounding areas.
Yeah, everyone in this area. It is so bad over here. Like even yesterday, within like a 4-hour period, outside of my window, we witnessed about 20 pullovers in like 4 hours. And that's just this intersection right here.
There must be some
And everyone I know has been pulled over several times a year. And everyone's so upset and no one knows what to do.
Now here's my question. Hutch, Touche, do you think everyone they know also is a sovereign citizen?
Or just a bad driver.
You know what? I wouldn't be surprised because
I wouldn't.
the guy that's interviewing them.
Right, and there's a chat that goes along with this. There are other people commenting. This is what I'm talking about. This is comedy gold.
Right, and also she made phone calls to let other people know that she was on the stop. And they
Yeah,
were like,
on
"Oh, just go
Discord.
ahead, do what you got to do." Yes.
Yeah, on Discord.
I would love to get into that Discord server and hang out, and don't tell them who I am, so I can figure out everything that they're talking about. I would love that.
Hutch, you can. It's only $9 for
Say it
$9.
again?
Said you can join their Discord server for just $9.
Oh, from that guy? I didn't even see that.
Yeah, at the very bottom of that link that you sent me, it's a Discord access for $9.
Really?
Yeah,
that might be $9 worth of some information.
$9 for comedy.
Oh, I didn't see that at the bottom. Very nice.
Think about this. He's monetizing his Discord server.
Yeah.
He charges for all of that stuff. This guy has classes.
I know.
You have to pay for them.
I know.
I knew it was somebody out there, but this guy, he calls himself an attorney at fact. Did you know that?
Yep. Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
So yeah, he got his little hustle going on right now. His little business is blowing up.
Talk about a possibility of a class action suit.
I'm wondering.
Everyone who's had their windows smashed because of this jackass should get together and sue him.
Oh, don't let him pop over to the Michigan population.
All right, Hutch, I have a good video we can do. We should both buy memberships to the Discord server and just screen record and just jump over there and just start trolling them.
You want to? We can take care of that tomorrow morning. Oh yeah, because you know how much intel we would get. Yeah, that'd be crazy. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
Like, get court dates and everything.
Yes. Oh,
that's actually not a bad idea.
Okay. Yeah. We're gonna talk about that offline. For your first month as our mole. You know what? So okay, Colin. Rob has already sent me something, so now I'm obligated to join, which means you're obligated to join too. We're gonna be in there together.
Let's go.
Let's go. We're gonna do it, Rob. We're gonna do it. Thank you so much. We're gonna take care of that.
Bingo.
And I'm like, guys, we gotta do something.
Injured party and detained.
Yes.
Those are swears.
And now these Butler County people have lined up the street. It's in like a 5-mile strip. There's always like 4 cops, one per mile.
Okay, so talk about how, again, though, that this might come into speaks or development of a class action lawsuit. How could now, from this pullover, there could be a class action lawsuit brought forth? In your perspective.
I know from one thing we put in the affidavit is a lot of people, my family and a lot of people we know,
affidavit
specifically not leave the house or not attend like family events or gatherings because they're afraid they won't be able to make it back home.
Well, not just that, but look at what has happened to Kate and Quentin. I guess that's the direction I'm going at.
Because now like Quentin is so afraid that he's wanting to start registering his cars again.
And didn't they just get pulled over again, Quentin and Kate?
That's my favorite line of the whole thing.
Go ahead.
That's my favorite line of this whole video. He is so afraid of getting pulled over, he's going to start registering his vehicles. Wow. So the way you don't get pulled over is to register your vehicles. That's amazing.
Yeah, I mean, he's learning, thinking that he's trying to avoid the pullovers, but that, like you said, that's what he should be doing. It's just, these people never cease to amaze me.
My favorite line is coming up when he defines police.
Oh, okay. Don't tell it. They're gonna get mad if you tell it. Watch this.
And didn't Quentin just go to jail?
Yeah.
Okay. So what you're seeing is like an attack, which is like attack on y'all's liberties. As a group of people now, all of y'all have been attacked, ticketed, cited, threatened, broken. Now it's gotten to the point where they're breaking windows when there's never been a crime. You've never hurt anybody. The only people getting hurt are you for literally standing on your creator endowed rights. And that's crazy, bro. That's crazy, bro.
Yep.
All right, keep going.
Because you're kidnapping me, and I'm gonna just rewind a little couple seconds right here.
You're not allowed to be using the phone.
Why not? Because you're kidnapping me and being a villain?
Watch your hair.
A villain?
Who said? Where's your policies? No, that's mine. You're taking my private property now.
Private
I'm
property.
taking my phone and my recorder now because you saw my recorder on my screen. But I tried to edit.
My phone, and I think it's still on, so just stay on the phone with me. How are you allowed to do this? Where's your policy? Why can't I see anything? Why aren't you telling me? You're making me very scared for my life.
Because you're under arrest.
I'm not just gonna be fun.
So yeah, I was saying, when you stop on the side of the road, I don't know what you're gonna do to me. So, and he's like, oh, you're going to be just fine. How can you say that?
How can you trust that?
I'm not just fine. I'm traumatized. And I say that, but I don't know how well you guys can hear this.
I have trauma now.
She's trying to make a record on the body cam. Footage. So that's what she's saying. But I mean, the cars should record so you would see where they are. And he probably pulled over to get the phone, not to pull over
Right.
just because. I just wanted to say that.
Well, and she can't have it in the jail, right? It's contraband.
Right. I mean, luckily. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Luckily, he was nice enough to let her keep the phone, because on most arrests, you normally take the phone because they make phone calls in the back.
Right.
And that's not good for officer safety in case they're calling someone while, especially you have a good distance to get to the jail and they're making phone calls. You have people waiting when you get there. And sometimes things can get messy. So she was lucky she even had the phone.
I've seen body cams where they were in a high-speed chase. One guy called his brother. He drove to the location where his brother was at, and they started firing on the officers as soon as the guy stopped.
See, exactly what I meant.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, it is a huge safety concern.
You just gave me irreparable harm. I've never even been. I don't never been in trouble in life, and you're making it feel like I'm a villain and a criminal. You are the one.
You're putting all of it on the record too.
Several warnings.
I didn't do anything wrong, and I was cooperating.
Well, that's the problem.
Your warnings.
You don't follow the law.
There you go. He says that's the problem. You obviously don't follow the law. You don't follow the law.
You don't follow the law.
I know you do, Hutch, but what am I?
Oh, there. And then this is the part where.
Yeah, then she's like, you're taking their money and taking their lives away. And then he says, I'm not just taking your money.
I'm not taking your money. And then I was like, well, my time is money. And he says, yes, you are.
Oh, this is great.
My time is money. My time is money.
In that case, you were traveling for commerce.
Did you get?
Look at that, motherfucker. Fucking set it on the record.
He knows.
Oh, that was so good.
They know.
That was so
Now
good.
listen to these people. I know. Wasn't it like that? That was the perfect response from the opposite. But listen to how they mistake the way he said it and why he said it that way. They're like almost orgasmic that he did it.
It was sarcasm. Yeah.
I know.
I mean, all right.
People.
Yeah, they're delusional. Oh, I didn't mean to say that.
He's clearly mocking you, and you go, see, he knows.
Commerce.
Oh, so he actually knows what he's doing. He just stated it.
Trading.
Yep, he just stated it. Perfect.
What did he say? I couldn't hear. What did he say?
Go back. Replay it. Go back.
Yeah, just do a 10-second.
Okay. He says, well, in that case, you were traveling for commerce then, because I told him my time is money.
Mm-hmm. Not if it's lawful money.
That's good.
Not if it's lawful money.
Now there's an unlawful money. Did you know that?
Their lives away. Yes, you are. What is this? This is my time. My time is money. My time is
In that case, you were traveling for commerce.
He said we're traveling for commerce. We're traveling for commerce. That's him.
Yeah. He said, I don't know if you guys could hear, but he says, well, because I was there, obviously. Well, in that case, you were traveling for commerce. And then he laughs at me after, because I wanted him to say it one more time. So I'm like, because I heard him the first time, but I was like, what? And so he says it again.
Yeah.
In that case, you were traveling for commerce.
Now you're going to say that. And then, he laughed right there.
He did laugh, yep.
Now you're laughing.
He laughed because it was funny.
It was.
Wow.
Because you're an idiot? I would laugh at you too.
The Hallelujah song needs to play right now, bro.
But I said, well, you laugh now, but I hope you can sleep at night with all the people that
What?
Night, Sue Bear.
Oh, night, Sue Bear.
you heard.
Good night, Sue Bear.
And my son and my family and everyone who actually loves me. I'm crying at that point.
Yeah, you gotta let them know, because when you know, you know. and especially when you've done nothing wrong. Can't nobody say anything bad about anything.
Yeah, what if that was his
what
daughter
they did
or his granddaughter?
Yeah. Anybody's person. Nobody deserves that. Nobody has. You can't sit. Nobody can sit here and justify and sit here and say you deserve to have your window broken because you didn't have a driver's license or you didn't have any other single thing. There is nothing that you can justify other than a true warrant and some kind of egregious, harmful action that this person has. It's even hard to say alleged to have done. Right? Because if you're just alleged, you're still innocent until proven guilty. Yep. So it's hard for me to even say that it's okay for them to break the window even off of an alleged crime.
So listen to that line of thinking. You're innocent until proven guilty. So even if you're alleged, it's not really a crime and they shouldn't be arresting you.
That's not how it works.
Right. Now, but play that out, right? So if I go rob a bank, but I don't shoot anybody and I don't beat anybody up, did I really commit a crime? I mean, there's no victim.
Exactly.
How does this make sense in anyone's brain? That's what I don't get.
Because they're playing on words. So they're saying, like in court, they say, well, right now you're alleged until it's been proven. So
right.
They say, well, then I shouldn't be arrested if it's just alleged because you haven't proven it yet. Which
right. Which is circular logic, because you have to go to court, right, in order to get a conviction. So yes, when you go to court, you're presumed innocent until proven guilty.
Mm-hmm.
But he's going, you shouldn't break a window even if it's alleged because they're still innocent. Like, okay.
The officer knows they're guilty because
Without being there already a conviction of you being proven to be guilty. Because until that moment occurs, you're innocent. And so it's like, man, it's you got a big ass check coming. Damn.
Is it in their policy and procedure in where your state that you're in?
People like him that keep the fire going with the sovereign citizens.
Yes.
I would love to talk to that dude on camera because his thoughts are all messed up.
Oh, absolutely. And this is why I was saying in the beginning, look at the giant blunt he's smoking. This isn't helping him.
No, it's not. I wonder what's in there.
In for them to break your windows?
Well, the last time that we were having this situation happen, the arresting officer for Kate said that this isn't even an arrestable offense. So I don't know why he's just because
they're conflating two different things. You not having registration in and of itself isn't going to get you arrested. You refusing to give your detail does.
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you think any of these three bought a board game from somebody? One of these may be one of those 9 people.
They might be. They might be.
he's trying to pretend he's strong, and because he has the power
Pause
over
for a
me,
minute.
that he can do whatever he wants.
Sorry,
And that's
hold
not
on.
right.
Got you.
Chili De Castro has a constitutional law word game that he's going to sell. And so that's what we were talking about is, and he has 7 pre-sales of this board game that is going to take over the world, and it's going to be the #1 board game. It's going to overtake Monopoly and Trivial Pursuit.
Yep.
Yeah.
He at first he was going to make it so you had to play it on a wall, but
Yes.
he changed that, didn't he?
Yeah, he changed that, but it gets better though. It was going to be a 10 by 20 section of your wall, and then he moved into a like warehouse area, and it became this giant 40-foot section of the wall. And people pointed out that nobody has that. You can't do that. But then he was going to make it into like a hologram projection, so it wouldn't be an actual game. You would project it onto your wall. But again, who has the space? So he's now moved it to an actual board game. But every time he comes back from the printers with the cards for his game, they're all misspelled.
He'll get it right at some point.
I think it's in their sovereign citizen handbook.
Yeah, you're right. There's a lot now that since we're in.
Now they're mocking having a sovereign citizen handbook, but remember a little while back when she said she had a binder.
And had the one page.
Right, but she also, because she didn't have her binder with her, but you don't have a handbook. And then they were talking about the one dude's script, but you don't have a handbook.
Yeah.
Okay.
Since he's driving to the jailhouse right now, you can't really hear, but Matthew and I wrote up exactly what we said on this next part. But he's asking me for my name again. I'll just play it, but I can read it.
I don't know your name. I don't know your name.
Well, I just went to court yesterday. I told him to go ahead and look me up because I was just at court yesterday for the same thing. So I was like, I'm in your system. Let's see. I'll just
Pause for a minute.
So let's see.
I looked this up after she said that. There's 65,000 people in Butler County.
All right.
So she doesn't give her name, but she went to jail, and they should be able to look her up.
Right.
There's 65,000 possibilities in the county.
Well, she's the only one that knew her last name during the time we watched it.
But I just.
You still there, Colin?
I just listening to these people.
Okay.
It's like you go to a store, right? You go to the same store every week. You know the cashier because you see her, right? She's the one person you're dealing with. And then you get mad because she doesn't remember your name because she has hundreds, if not thousands of customers to remember. You only have one person.
You know how the cashier remembers that person? Oh, that's Kibble Orange Soda lady.
Yeah, right.
She buys dog food and orange soda. So that's how the cashier remembers her customers.
Right.
Cashier lady. Or Kibble
Right.
lady.
But it's the matter of perspective. Like, she knows what her name is. She thinks everyone else should. Well, you arrested me. Okay, I didn't do that. Some other officer did.
Yeah.
Well, I was in court. Okay, I'm not at court. Other people are.
Yeah, like she's famous.
Yeah.
I don't like it being.
You're the only one who has ever been.
You're traveling for commerce then. And I said, what? And then he said it again. You're traveling for commerce. He said traveling too. It was interesting. Instead of driving. Now he's using my terms, but in the wrong way. I don't know if that was on purpose for him. He laughed at that. I said, I hope you can sleep at night with all the people that you've hurt. I didn't do anything wrong. Now you're taking me from my son and my family and everyone that actually loves me. He replied saying, are you going to give me your name? I then explained how everyone I know, including myself, is living in constant fear, afraid to leave their homes because of the police conducting illegal stops and no crimes have been committed. I mention this because not one of my friends, family, peers have ever harmed anyone. I'll skip down to more of this.
More the actual code.
Yeah, let's see.
That's more.
Oh, and then I said, I never even read my Miranda rights. And I said, that's not okay. He replied, I'm not asking you for any incriminating questions. I already told you your rights. I told you that you have the right to remain silent. Then I said, you have the right to remain,
Yeah.
Then I said, you have the right to remain silent. And no, that's what he said.
Oh.
He said, you have the right to remain silent. And I suggest you remain silent. And I replied, that's the only right I have. You'll have, and then he said that I'll have my day in court to argue with the judge all I want. And I said, that's my Miranda rights right there. Or do you not know that either?
And then he went on, he said, apparently you don't even go by Miranda rights, so I don't understand why you're even worried about that. I'm not asking you for any incriminating questions, so that's Miranda rights. Just saying you have the right to remain silent, so I just suggest you use that one time that he said it before. And then he said, we can have a normal conversation or you can just argue with me. And then the conversation continued regarding terms, how to properly address another. And I mentioned his use of the word sovereign citizen, because he was like, what do you want me to call you? And I told him to pretty much call me a woman because that's what I was. And he was like, well, that doesn't flow properly or something. And I was like, sovereign citizen doesn't flow properly either. And I said, and then he said, you have your terms for us. And I was like,
and he didn't explain what that meant.
So I was confused.
That leads us to believe, I put that she was confused by the response because it shows that he's prejudiced because they already thought that we have certain terms we use for them.
Sovereign citizens have different terms. So I'm like, so what does that mean? He's still going on about like that situation. So I'm like,
Which I think him just saying you have terms for us is proving discrimination.
Discrimination.
Because I was confused. I was gonna say I did say to him, I was like, I like terms. I was confused. I was like, you're a police officer, and Matthew explained to me what police means, like the word police. What?
You need to grab a hold of something.
Oh, that's in there. But yeah, y'all need to grab a hold of something.
Okay, everyone, you need to be sitting down.
I'm holding my travel binder
and holding on to something when you hear this definition.
Oh, let's go. Let's go.
What does it mean, Matthew? The word police.
Police means like a plan to kill many.
Like if you break the word down, that's what a plan to kill many is, what police is. And so I was like, you're a police officer.
Did you hear that?
Where
did you hear that
from?
The word police means plan to kill someone. Plan to kill many.
I like to see that definition for myself, where they got it from.
You can't make this shit up.
Well, they doing a good job at it.
And then let's see, I arrived at the Butler County Jail after that, and then he started going through my wallet, which had my California driver's license in it, and all my cards and.
California driver's license.
Oh, she has a California driver's license. Okay.
And I told him that he didn't have a warrant, but he ended up just looking through it anyway. And
it's called the search incident to arrest.
That's pretty much when I went into the jail.
And then we all know what happens in jail. So anyway, so that's it.
How long were you in jail for?
I was in jail for 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, almost 5 hours, so 4.5.
What?
And then you bonded?
8, 9, 10, 11, almost 5 hours.
It was $3,000. Matthew and Quentin had to come and do a $3,000 cash bond, well, in money orders, because that's all they accept is money orders.
Yeah, well, you getting all that back. You getting all that back. This shit's getting dismissed. So it's good you did it like that.
All right,
so
pause it.
You signed the bond.
Yeah, like the bond is to ensure your appearance in court. Even if you're convicted of this, when you're convicted of this, you're still going to get that back.
Right.
I mean, yeah, so he's not lying. You are going to get all that back. But Jesus.
Oh, but don't forget, she's going to get that back along with the dismissal too.
Yeah. No, she's going to get that back minus the 10% that they keep, and then it's not even going to go to her because it's not in her name.
Right, it's going to go to it goes to whoever paid it. Yep.
Yeah, minus fines and fees, as Rob said.
Now, Colin, did you enjoy the definition of the word police?
I mean, I would be lying if I didn't say I didn't see this already, but I was like you. This is the third time I've seen this, and I kept meaning to look up where the word police came from, just to be like, yeah, this, because I'd like to find out how they think this way, and not necessarily why, because that's something I could never figure out. But I don't know. I just like to like put myself, into their shoes. Like, what's going on? How do you think?
Right.
Where does this stuff come from? I did the same thing with the flat Earth community. I put myself into the flat Earth community trying to figure out why they think that way. I guess I am saying the word why, but where does the word please? Where did they get that from?
I don't know.
I don't think they made it up.
No, I'm not saying he made it up. He got that from somebody.
Exactly. He got it from somewhere. Maybe he, actually did read something and only read like 3 words out of like a 3-paragraph thing, from 100 years ago of somebody who didn't like the police, and that's just what he took from it. I don't know.
Yeah, I never looked that up, but now I will.
I know I did. But I'm just like, oh my God, really? That's okay. Okay. After they just got done saying the police are discriminating because they called them sovereign citizens, they think that's derogatory. But saying a police officer plans to kill many because that's what the word police means, that somehow isn't.
I've seen where
got it.
I may have people pop in the comments and say the police and the judges are the sovereign citizens because they
Yes.
can do what they want.
I've heard that. I've heard that too. Yes.
Yes, I know who Creaky Blender is.
There is a guy, and I can't remember his name, but he's the one who does the quantum grammar. So the hyphen, uppercase, lowercase, hyphen, all of that crap.
Yeah, I remember that guy.
He's sort of the founder and guru of this kind of stuff. You have to break these words down to their constituent meanings because somehow what it meant in Latin translate to how we the common usage today.
Russell Gould or Russell Gold? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Colin, there's a question for you.
Oh, I answered. I said I knew who Creaky Blender. I know who Creaky Blender.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah.
And under duress by chance or anything?
Oh my gosh, yeah. So that's another thing because I was doing.
Under duress. That's also on a bingo if you have it.
The booking officer, oh, he hated me. He would send me back to my cell because he was like, if you're not going to comply, then you're going back to your cell. And I was like, so you're going to imprison me if I don't comply and sign these things, and I'm not allowed to sign it under threat and duress. And he's like, that's not your signature. Only your signature is allowed to be on there. And I was like, where's your policy? Like, what says that I'm not allowed to sign it in the way that I want to sign it? Because this is under threat and duress. I don't want to sign any of these things. And he was asking me all these questions. And he was like, if you don't comply, you're going to go to your cell until you do. So I was like, so now you're taking my rights away? And he was like, well, you give up your rights when you go to jail. And I was like, you're forcing me to go to jail. I didn't do anything wrong. And now I just have to comply with you. Otherwise, I'm just going to be in prison for eternity then. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, what? How is this legal? Like, it's not.
Did they sleep deprive you? I'm sorry, Jim. When you were in jail, did they sleep deprive you?
Well, I was only there for 5 hours, so I didn't sleep anyway. I was
that's right. You bonded.
But when I was doing like my fingerprinting and stuff, he was telling me how I committed 4 crimes, and if I just didn't commit crimes, then I wouldn't have fear in my life. Because I told him, I was like, I can't even leave my house without fear of you guys hurting me or anyone I love. So I'm scared to even leave my house. And he was like, why are you so scared if you've never been in trouble? If you just don't commit the 4 crimes like tonight. And I was like, so now you're telling me I committed the crimes? Like, I haven't even went to court. These are alleged. Like, what are you talking about? It was terrible. So anytime that I wouldn't comply, then he would tell me I had to go back to my cell.
Sarah asked how did they come up with the $3,000 bond. We decided that they just play roulette, whatever their bond will be that day, because also that day a mayor of the town next.
In most jurisdictions you can look up what the bond amount is.
Oh, you can?
Yeah, because it's usually public record. So you can usually contact like the court, like a city or a county court, and you can ask them and for various offenses because it depends on the offense, right?
Oh, like
so whatever. Yeah, pretty much like a fee schedule. That's probably where sovereign citizens got it from.
Yes.
Good point, Hutch. Good
He got
point.
arrested, was put on a $3,000 bond.
What?
This
No.
is
Okay, what book is that?
How accurate is her
That was Black's Law
accounting
Dictionary.
of what was said?
Say that, Colin.
That was Black's Law Dictionary is what that was.
Okay.
Real quick on the fines though. Some things do have set fines. I mean, I've watched enough body cam videos where the officer is telling them what their bond is as they're driving to jail. They already know it.
Yeah.
It's like this.
Yeah, because
This is a $500 bond. That's what your bond's going to be. So there are set bonds on things, but then there's also multipliers, right? This is her second ticket for the exact same thing, 2 months apart. So it's gonna be well, she probably got no, she didn't get arrested last time. She got arrested this time, so she didn't get a PR bond though. They gave her $3,000 bonds, probably because this is her second time in 2 months.
When there's no audio.
Yeah.
Well, the first time she didn't get an obstruction charge. It's the obstruction charge that's carrying her a higher bond this time.
I wonder if that's what it was. $3,000 for obstruction, then a PR on
Probably. Yeah, probably.
Said that. I put it,
Well, and you can already listen, because if you go back and you listen to what she said, the police officer was, when they were there, and then what actually is being played don't match up.
Nope.
So the defendant is charged with
this is her charging
registration.
documents.
Okay. No insurance, license not carried, and then interference with law enforcement officers. That was my crimes that I committed.
And they made her cross out under threat and duress.
Yeah, so this is the time when, like, the paper I was signing, and I was trying to do under threat and duress, but I was so stressed out that I put under stress and duress. Because it was like
that's so funny.
To sign, and I was like trying to get out.
Good. So good. So funny. Man, look at the boyfriend trying to be relevant. He's so cute.
Out of there. This was after Matthew had paid the $3,000, and he was like, "Okay, I have 3 things for you to sign." And so I signed that, and he stood up and he's like, "Go back to your cell." And I was like, "What did I do wrong? I'm just signing." And he's like, "I told you before, you do not sign under stress, the threat and duress. You're signing only your legal."
And I'm sure it happened exactly like this.
And be a prisoner. And I was like, I was just crying, and I was like, what? I was like, so I had to cross it out and sign that I crossed it out. And then after that, he forced me to sign just my name, or I would have been there forever.
That's legal advice.
All right. So before we close this bad boy out, we're going to look at something real quick. So we're going to look at this quick legal analysis. Authority of Butler County Sheriff's Office to break car windows without a warrant.
Hey, while you're pulling that up, Cam, it's just to make a point, we should all start FOIA-ing our local police departments or sheriffs for what is their policy regarding sovereign citizens. It is clear the word sovereign citizen is in the ecosystem, and it's part of their policy. I yield.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, wait a second. Hutch.
Yes.
Part of the Pope, Phil.
Yeah.
Sorry, Pope. Phil, when you were live streaming this, you fast forwarded a part in the middle. You actually fast forwarded over a very good part.
I did.
Yeah, there's a line that the officer says to her that what did he say? Driving is a privilege, not a right. And they freaked out over this line. Like, oh my gosh, that is what they're teaching the officers to tell us. That is what they're teaching. Like, yeah, everyone knows that.
Right.
But yeah, that was a really good part that you skipped over. I've been waiting for it. I'm like, when is it going to come up?
Oh, and actually, when he started fast forwarding through, that's where I cut it here, because he was like, all right, enough of that.
I got you.
So, it was we generally on our stream we tried to stick to an hour, and by this point we were going on to 2 hours, and so I was just trying to be mindful of our chat and what the expectation is.
Yeah, so sorry, Colin. If I knew that, I would have left that little part in there for you.
No, it's all right. I just wanted to see your reaction to it. Like, not like both. Like, it's fun watching you in the past and now at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
right.
Well, thank you. You get to see me twice. Well,
oh, that's not a gift.
Oh, it's not?
No. Pope
Oh.
it is, but not you.
All right. Oh, he look. See how he switched, Phil?
Yes, I do. I do. I do. But it makes me feel better because at least I know I'm not being picked on. It's an equal
Yeah, there you go.
opportunity thing.
He has to take turns.
Yeah, I dislike everyone equally. Don't worry.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Phil. It's time for me and you to jump on him before it's over.
Probably.
Hutch, I want you to remember this for the next time you come on our show. You do
Okay.
need to say, "I yield."
I yield. All right, I'm gonna keep that memory.
I mean, at least 5 times when I was in the jail, like, please give me your policy for this, like your department policy, because I don't know why I have to tell you every single thing about my life. He had asked me for my tattoos. He was going to take pictures of my tattoos. And he's like, so had his camera out and he's like, I was like, why do I have to tell you what tattoos I have? And he's like, well, if you just died or were thrown on the side of the road or something dead, then that way your family can identify you. And I was like, I don't want them to. And then so he was like, well, do you have any tattoos on your arms or legs? And I was like, no. And he's like, oh, okay, then that's fine. What's the next question? I was like, what about me thrown on the side of the road? The only reason he asked me for my tattoos was so that they could identify me if I was walking on the road or street or somewhere, so that they could know who I was.
Well, the other thing about that too is, yes, one part of that's true, but the other piece is if they're going to do time in prison for a while and they have tattoos, they have to make sure they have to identify if they're associating with a certain gang or something like that. Because if you do get prison time, they want to try to keep those people separate as much as they can, and to know who your affiliates may be, so that they can keep track on things. That it actually helps the jail to complete some of their investigations when they know who has what tattoos and what affiliations they belong to. So I just wanted to throw that in there. So there you go, Colin. A reaction to a reaction.
I like it. I like it. So, what gang do you belong to with the purple butterfly wings on your back?
That's just the butterfly club, of the northern hemisphere. That's
okay,
it.
Got you.
Tattoos to see if you were like part of a gang or not. I thought that was the only reason why they did that.
Well, he told me so that I could be identified if I was dead. So
yeah, and that makes it almost sound like they're trying to disappear you or something. That just sounds creepy.
I'm like, hold on.
It sounds like a threat to me.
But then he had no problem not taking a picture because it wasn't on my arms or my legs.
Because he can't do that. I'm sorry, I had to stop it. He can't do that. If it's a male, if it's a female, and they really need them, yeah, they're gonna get it. But once he said arms or legs, and she said no, he can't go any further, because then that's a lawsuit against him, because he's asking her to remove clothing. That's what the females need to do in the jails.
So,
right.
Because I have them on my rib cages, and I was like, okay.
So the KSA 22-2401 states that the statute outlines when a law enforcement officer may arrest a person. When the officer has a warrant, when the officer has probable cause to believe a warrant exists, or when the officer has probable cause to believe the person is committing or has committed a felony, a misdemeanor, and the officer has probable cause to believe that the person will not be apprehended or evidence will be lost unless immediately arrested. The person may cause injury or self-harm to others or damage property, or if the person has intentionally inflicted bodily harm. So it looks like
none of that's lawful.
Key limitation for traffic infraction, subsection D, specifically states that any crime except a traffic infraction or a cigarette or tobacco infraction has been or is being committed by the person in the officer's view. Well, there's no crime. So while in the commission of driving, right, in traffic, there was a crime that was observed. The statute does not explicitly authorize breaking car window for failure to identify. Stopping a stub at key limitations, reasonable suspicion of criminal activity.
Statutes and codes in the law.
Courts have not issued definitive ruling.
They're skipping over all kinds of important words.
They always do, because they use bits and pieces of things.
Right.
Even though you see the law there, but also these departments have internal policies of what they need to do to take care of certain things.
Right.
Specifically addressing window breaking during traffic stops. Do you want to set precedent?
Yeah.
You want to set precedent?
What's a precedent? Explain.
That's Supreme Court case law.
And that's where Phil fast forwarded. So now the court hearing from yesterday has arrived. So I hope everybody had enough snacks to last them so far. But this was a good video though, because we get insight on how they think. And yeah, this is gonna be I think this is gonna be a big one for me and Colin to kind of investigate. So here we go.
Next case, state of Kansas versus Sydney Taylor Leslie, 25 CR 250. Good
Yes, Your Honor.
afternoon, Miss Leslie.
Hey, Hutch, real quick before we start.
Miss Leslie, you're charged by way of
Yes, sir.
Judge Hart. I like Judge Hart a lot. My favorite part of Judge Hart is he has a resting I don't care face.
Yep.
And she's gonna go on these tangents and run through the script, and he's just gonna have the I don't care. That what you're saying is not relevant. I'll let you finish. I don't care. You done? All right. Here's your next court date. Bye.
Yeah, he's like whatever, because he knows it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
So he's been, I guess he's been around a long time. It's like, you know what's gonna happen is gonna happen.
And
so I'm not gonna prolong it. Talk your mess. See you later.
Yeah, we're gonna let Judge Webster handle this. You know how most people, oh, I'm retiring in 3 years. I'm retiring in 5 years. I think he's counting down by lunch breaks right now. He's like,
yeah, probably.
I've only got 37 lunch breaks before I'm retired. I don't care about this.
information on or about May 21, 2025 in Butler County, Kansas, with interference with law enforcement, a Class A non-person misdemeanor. Count 2, same date and location, no proof of insurance, a Class B non-person misdemeanor. Same date and location. Count 3, no driver's license in possession, an unclassified non-person misdemeanor. Though, then count 4, same date and location, failure to register vehicle, and unclassified non-person misdemeanor. And Miss Leslie, do you understand the charges pending against you?
I comprehend the alleged charges against me.
Thank you, Miss Leslie. Miss Leslie, you do have the right to counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney.
Excuse me. I was going to say that I comprehend the certain statutory allegations that have been made against me, but I cannot and do not admit to understanding or accepting the jurisdiction of this court over my person or the subject matter absent proof of corpus delicti and a verified complainant from an injured party. To do so would constitute a waiver of fundamental rights, which I explicitly refuse to waive pursuant to KSA subsection 60-212 and the doctrine of special appearance recognized in Kansas jurisprudence.
Real quick, that is under the Kansas Civil or Code of Civil Procedure, which he's referring to. That section of the KSA.
Okay, well, it's well read.
Did you see that smug look on her face when she was finished? She's
Yep.
like, yeah.
Yes. It was like, I did a good job.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, and I missed this before, but she started off with, I recognize the statutory law that I've been charged with. Okay. What? What? You recognize the statutory law, but you don't think they have jurisdiction, and the things he just read to you are the certified complaints. So, okay.
Oh, good point, Rob. Good point.
Okay. You do have the right to counsel. If you cannot afford an attorney, one would be appointed to represent you. And Miss Leslie, are you currently employed?
For the record, Your Honor, just to start from the beginning, I, Sydney Taylor Leslie, appearing specially and not generally in propria persona, sui juris, as a living woman and not as a legal fiction or corporate entity. I reserve all rights without prejudice pursuant to KSA subsection 84-1-308 and UCC 1-308. Let the record reflect that my appearance today is under explicit protest and duress and solely for the purpose of challenging jurisdiction and preserving my unalienable rights as secured by the Constitution for the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Kansas.
That job sounds way too complicated.
Yes, it does.
I don't whatever job that is, I don't want it. Are you employed? And then she talks for 30 minutes. Yeah, I don't want that job.
I don't either.
And she messed up one of the UCC sections too.
Yes.
But the only reason why I know, I'm sorry. The only reason why I know is because I did these commercials and I'm like, wait a minute, you messed up the first one because it's 108 and it's 103 and then 308, whatever. But she messed up the first one.
Right.
And I was like, wait a minute. I had to do a voiceover on that. But she talks fast. But
oh yeah.
Very professional though. She can read. But she reads a lot. If it was somebody else running that script that read it slow, it'll be even longer.
Yes, Rob. She said, or Trish. She said, unalienable. Yes.
But, and Your Honor, before these proceedings advance further, I must respectfully challenge this court's jurisdiction in toto and move for immediate dismissal of all charges. I hereby invoke the burden-shifting doctrine established in State v. Shepard in 2009 and State v. Seams in 2004, which places the affirmative burden upon the prosecution to establish by sworn non-hearsay allegations within the four corners of a valid charging instrument that every element of the alleged offense and my commission thereof has been properly established. The threshold matter of jurisdiction must be adjudicated prior to any other proceedings. As articulated in Ex parte Young in 1908 and recognized by the Kansas Supreme Court, jurisdiction is the fundamental prerequisite to all jurisdictional proceedings. The legal maxim ex injuria just non autora, law does not arise from injustice, applies to these proceedings in their entirety.
Pause for a minute.
I'm going to bet $5 that Sweeney and Judge Hart are messaging back and forth on what they're ordering for lunch. Absolutely what they're doing right. They are not listening to this whatsoever.
The 1908 case that she referenced?
Yes.
Okay, I looked that up. It has to do with a federal grand jury and the limits of a federal grand jury and what they cannot do. And in that particular case, it was two companies. The federal grand jury was going to call in the treasurer for the company and question the treasurer under oath. The treasurer didn't want to testify because they have a Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. The federal grand jury decided the Fifth Amendment didn't apply. So that case went up to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court set out rules for the federal grand jury and what they can and cannot do, and does the Fifth Amendment apply to a defendant, litigant, in civil court with the right against self-incrimination? And they said, yes, it does. So what she's saying has nothing to do with a traffic ticket.
They all
right?
Quoting something.
It has to do with the federal grand jury.
Let me ask you something, Bill. Let me ask you something real fast. What you just read, did you go to the source or was that ChatGPT? Come on, man, Colin.
None. I went to the source. Google. I looked it up. I like to use Cornell Law, because they'll give you a summary and then you can actually like read the entire opinion, what the facts are.
Yeah.
Which is the problem these guys have with all of these cases. They don't read the facts of the case to go, okay, you need to know the situation that they're trying to address and what it applies to. And they're trying to use it in something that doesn't have anything to do Like there was one guy who used Shuttlesworth.
Oh, I heard that one. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was Judge King who went off on it and was like, "That's not has nothing to do with that, right?" And they like to use one of them that has to do with the Mormon Church that was required to get a license in order to hand out pamphlets.
Oh, shoot, I remember that.
Yeah,
I can't think of it, but that's on purpose because if they use the correct case law, they're gonna have themselves,
right.
Guilty,
I don't.
whatever the
Yeah,
case
I
is.
don't think it's on purpose. I just think it's they have a fundamental misunderstanding on how laws apply.
No, I think and Colin, you can jump in on this real quick. I think they do have an understanding. They are choosing not to because they're in a situation where they either can't get something like a license is suspended or they just don't want to follow the law. Because that girl is smart. And I'm quite sure she knows this stuff is bullcrap. She got to know it. I think she just doesn't want to follow the law and they want to do what they want to do. What do you think, Colin?
Yeah, I don't agree with you at all on that.
You don't?
No, I think there
Oh,
are
that's fine.
there are two types of sovereign citizens. They're the dumb ones who just think that they're going to get out of a ticket by saying some magical words.
Right.
And then there are the people that truly believe it. I think she believes it.
You do?
And yeah, I do. And I don't think she believes she's going to get out of this ticket by using this argument. What I think that they believe is if they get enough people to do this, that they could actually create a real movement. I mean, the sovereign citizen movement is already a movement, but actually like start to change things.
Yeah. There was a trainer that asked her, "Do you want to set precedents?" And she didn't even know. Well, she didn't know what that meant.
She didn't know what that meant. And yeah, I wanted to comment on that, but we jumped right into the court case. But yeah, I don't think she's smart. I don't agree with you. She's smart either.
I don't think she is.
Okay,
I don't think she is.
give my opinion. I'm trying to get feedback. Okay, even in the comments, y'all can give feedback. Of what you think?
I think I think she's well spoken. She you know. I think that's it. She's well spoken. I wouldn't say she's intelligent.
Okay,
I mean,
right.
I think anyone that actually follows this line of thinking, I think you automatically check that box of they need help.
Okay.
I'll slightly disagree with Colin. I don't know that it is that she isn't intelligent. She doesn't have critical thinking skills. So she's found a thing that sounds right. People have convinced her it's right, and she'll reject. And so she's just simply going off of confirmation bias. She'll just simply reject anything that doesn't fit their narrative. The government's evil. They're wrong. They're trying to screw you. And so if a police officer tells you, okay, well, that's not the law, well, you can forget what he's saying because he's trying to steal your money. Right? And the judge, he's trying to steal your money. So when when she all of this fails in court, it's still not going to sink into her that what she believes is wrong. It's going to be they're just trying to screw you.
Okay. I just like these kind of discussions. So
it's because she can't apply any critical thinking. She can't go, well, maybe I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I know I'm not a lawyer. I do read an awful lot of court cases. I think I have an understanding, but I also have the knowledge of I could be completely wrong in everything I just said. And so if somebody comes up and goes, hey, you're wrong, here's why you're wrong, I'll at least look at it. And if they're right, go, you know what? I was wrong. And adjust my thinking.
Yep. Yeah, I'm the same way.
Right?
I'm not. I'm not always right, but I'm never wrong.
Right. I thought I was wrong once, but I was wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, and the court finds that Miss Leslie is appearing as a sovereign citizen before the court.
Uh-oh.
And
she's really pleased with
that face.
Uh-oh. Get ready, everybody.
I object to any of that derogatory. It's very biased. I move for immediate dismissal on those grounds and
Court
disqualification.
Court overrules the motion for dismissal of the case. Court overrules dismissal
this is
of the
prejudice
case.
and
The court will find that Miss Leslie, that the court does find it has jurisdiction to proceed, and subsequently the court
I
sets your next
object. You
appearance
called me
date.
a sovereign citizen. I object. You called me a sovereign citizen.
Yes, ma'am.
That is prejudice and bias. And
No prejudice or bias is asserted
immediate
as to
dismissal of my
yourself.
case.
However, the court, as opposed to trying to write down docket notes to that effect, is just recognizing what you are advising the court, that the court has no jurisdiction over you, and based on your statement made to the court. Subsequently, the court does find you've posted a $3,000 cash bond. $3,000 cash bond has been made. Court does accept the same, and the court does schedule this matter next before Judge Webster on Monday, August 11, 2025 at 9 a.m. Monday, August 11, 2025, 9 a.m. before Judge Webster. Once again, Monday, August 11, 2025, 9 a.m. before Judge Webster. You do need to participate by Zoom process at that point. Subsequently, the court finds that Miss Leslie has not requested court-appointed counsel. Court does not appoint counsel at this point. The court does find that she has posted bond in the amount of $3,000 cash, $3,000 cash bond, and the court has scheduled her next appearance date before Judge Webster on Monday, August 11, 2025 at 9 a.m. Any other matters to come before the court, Mr. Sweeney?
No, Your Honor.
And Miss Leslie?
Your Honor, my jurisdictional challenge is predicated upon multiple independent grounds, each sufficient to warrant dismissal. First, I challenge personal jurisdiction pursuant to Kansas Rule of Civil Procedure. I appear specially, not generally, and have not consented to this court's jurisdiction. The record before this court is devoid of evidence establishing proper jurisdiction over my person as a living woman rather than a legal fiction or corporate entity, as distinguished in Hale v. Hinkle in 1906, and recognizing Kansas jurisprudence. Second, I challenge subject matter jurisdiction pursuant to Kansas Rule of Civil Procedure 60-212B1. No verified complainant from any injured party has been filed as required by KSA subsection 22-2301 in Butler County Local Rule 3.1. The perpetrated charges arise from actions of agents of the state acting under a color of law, not from a legitimate controversy between adversarial parties withstanding as required by Article 3 jurisprudential principles adopted by Kansas courts in State ex rel. Morrison versus Celebius. Third, I challenge territorial jurisdiction. The alleged incident occurred after I had ceased operating my conveyance and was exercising my unalienable right to travel, placing it outside the territorial jurisdiction of traffic enforcement under KSA subsection 8-244, which by its plain language applies only to licensees who have voluntarily entered the regulatory framework. Fourth, the prosecution cannot establish the corpus delicti of the alleged offenses. As held by the Kansas Supreme Court in State v. Stern in 2015, the corpus delicti rule serves as a safeguard against convictions based on false confessions or statements. One cannot interfere with a peace officer absent of officer's lawful execution of duties. Where the initial detention was unlawful, as it was here due to lack of probable cause, there can be no derivative crime or of interference. Fifth, the refusal to provide identification is not a crime in Kansas, absent specific statutory circumstances not present here today. This is in support by Brown versus Texas in 1979. The Supreme Court held that detaining a person solely to obtain identification violates the Fourth Amendment absent reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. The principle has been recognized and applied by Kansas courts. In one moment, please, while I gather another statement.
Whoa, how many more does she have? Yeah, I need to get a hold of that.
By the way, the Brown case in '79 stated that just simply Colin being located in Cincinnati and Cincinnati being a high crime area isn't sufficient to stop him. You have to have something else. You can't just go, you're in a high crime place, I'm going to pull you over.
Right.
What if I'm wearing a Joe Burrow jersey in Pittsburgh?
Well, yes, that would be, or in Green Bay. Yes.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But again, they don't understand the facts of the case to understand this is not applicable to a traffic stop in Kansas.
Other thing is, and this is, may it please the court, for the record, I must now enter an oral objection and motion for disqualification of the presiding judicial officer pursuant to Kansas Rule 2.11 of the Code of Judicial Conduct, as well as controlling principles under the Due Process Clause of the 14th Amendment. During a prior proceeding, specifically, that's proceeding, specifically, this court referred to me by the term sovereign citizen, a pejorative classification which carries with its government manufactured implications of extremism, frivolous, and legal irrelevance. This label, unprovoked and unsupported by any factual predicate, constitutes a stigmatizing judicial characterization that violates my right to a neutral and detached tribunal. The use of that term demonstrates either a prejudiced bias or a judicial predisposition toward delegating the substance of my legal posture. As the Kansas Supreme Court has held, even the appearance of partially mandates recusal, and here the record reflects actual prejudice in open court. Wherefore, I respectfully move this honorable court to dismiss all charges with prejudice for lack of jurisdiction, issue a finding that the prosecution has failed to meet its burden of establishing jurisdiction, order the immediate return of all my property seized, including the 251 USD, confiscated and converted to a reloadable Visa card without my consent, order the expungement and permanent sealing of every associated record pursuant to KSA subsection 22-2410, award compensation for the full measure of damages sustained, including costs for my automobile window repair, bail costs, and compensation for unlawful detention and deprivation of liberty, grant such and other and further relief as this court deems just and proper. The breaking of my automobile window without warrant or probable cause of a chill search and confiscation of my currency constitutes violations of clearly established rights for which the law provides remedies pursuant to the maxim ubi jus ibi ridium, where there is a right, there is a remedy. I reserve all rights without prejudice, waive none, and maintain my special appearance for the sole purpose of challenging jurisdiction and preserving my alienable rights as secured by the Constitution for the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of Kansas. And thank you for hearing me. I do appreciate you, Your Honor.
Touche. I don't know how much this was. She got it in a class. And she said, Your Honor. That was very nice.
Thank you for your time.
And once again, matter is set before Judge Webster on Monday, August 11, 2025, 9 a.m. by Zoom. There being nothing further to come before the court is in recess, and have a good day, Miss Leslie.
Thank you, Your Honor.
That's it. That's it. That's all I got.
Steve.
Did I do it right, Colin?
You did it so good. Stop stealing my stuff.
Yeah. So
I do want to correct something because Rob is correct. In Brown v. Texas, the guy was in a high crime area. The police demanded ID. He refused to get ID. He was arrested for ID refusal. The court found that just being in a high crime area is not sufficient probable cause to believe that somebody is or has been committing a crime, and therefore the ID was a violation of his Fourth Amendment right. My overall point is the Brown case has nothing to do with the fact that she doesn't have a license, got pulled over on a legitimate traffic stop in Kansas, and therefore they can ask for her ID. Like, it's not the same thing.
no. So there it is. I'll definitely be following up on the next one.
Well, I have a couple people are talking about their hand cramping for taking notes. There's a lot of things I want to look up because I know she is flat wrong on all of the things she cited. I tried to pick out a few, and I have to go back over. That's my plan for tomorrow, is to kind of go over what she was doing, because we're going to cover it on Monday as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah. If it wasn't for this, the one before that, I probably would have done the same thing. But that first part, was a little long, so I wanted to just play the two. But I may get more into it, and when the next one comes up, well, I'll look.
I can't wait for August 11th. Rick Gere's going to have the case.
Away. It's 2 months away.
I know.
When he said August 11th, I'm like, man.
Yeah, that's a long way.
She has another court case going on right now, but I don't know if any of it's on YouTube, though.
I don't either.
Now that we know her name, we can actually look it up, though.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, she's.
I can't wait. I can't wait for Rick Gere to just get his monotone manner take her apart.
Yeah, so I hope everybody here enjoyed the content tonight. I definitely enjoyed it. Enjoyed the discussions. And like Colin said, that's it. That's it.
Thanks for having me, Hutch. Appreciate it.
Hey, anytime. So yeah, so everybody have a good night or day, depending on where you're connected to us right now. And he fell asleep. Oh, it's all right. You'll replay it. All right. So I'll see y'all around on the next one. I appreciate everybody for watching tonight and hanging out with us. For you for the sake.
Yeah. I think there's about 20 people currently for you, and that it's gonna pop up when it pops up. You'll see it on about 20 channels on the same day.
Oh, I'm sure.
Okay. All right. Good night, everybody. And we are out.
Goodbye.
Bye.